Ask any home producer, and they'll tell you that getting the best studio monitors you can afford is a surefire way to drastically improve your mixes. It's fair to say we've all been in this scenario at some point. We've put in the hours on a pair of bargain bin monitors only to listen to our mix somewhere else in a different studio, through our phone, on a car stereo or over PA speakers, to find out that the mix we thought was radio ready was indeed awful. If this is a fair description of your experience to date, then it could be time to upgrade your studio monitoring setup. In this video, we are going to show top 5 best studio monitors available on the market. And don't forget to check the product link in the description. Number 1. PreSonus Eris E3.5-3.5 inch. Great media monitors, ideal for video mixing, YouTubers, gaming and budget music production, and the price is verging on the ridiculous. Smaller desktop monitors are now attempting to do it all, giving you enough quality for music production, but also handling your music listening and content creation needs. The PreSonus Eris E3.5 speakers on test here could well tick the boxes for all of these uses and at an exceptional price. In fact, we dig them so much that they made the cut in our guide to the best budget studio monitors. PreSonus Eris monitors have gained quite a reputation in studio and music production circles, with some great value models including the E7XT, which is a fantastic monitor option for mid-range budgets and small to mid-sized studios. The company's smaller Eris monitors, including the Eris 3.5 on test here, are what PreSonus call media monitors, which means they are said to be ideal for music lovers and content creators. The other media monitor in this category is the larger 4.5. Both speakers are also available as Bluetooth models, called Eris E3.5BT and 4.5BT. These are identical speakers in terms of design and spec, just with both Bluetooth 5.0 added alongside the wired input. Even though it is a small and cheap PreSonus monitor, the Eris 3.5 does have some of the design expertise included from the larger Studio/Pro models in the Eris range. You get a Kevlar driver, a great inclusion for a punchy playback, and the same solid vinyl laminated fiberboard enclosure, designed to give you a rigid response and lower vibration and distortion. But the similarities pretty much end there. The 3.5s, for example, feature their amplification in the left speaker, with a cable to power the right speaker. It's a common practice with smaller, desktop speakers and easy to set up. Number 2. Mackie CR3-X 3-inch. Getting started with your home recording studio is kind of a big deal. Whether it's starting a podcast or making music, we always have to invest in some essential home recording studio equipment. Fortunately, companies like Mackie have stepped up and provided tons of affordable and reliable studio equipment. One of these essentials is the studio monitors. Studio headphones are nice and all, but if you are making music, you must get a feel for the audio when it's delivered through a couple of loudspeakers as well. This is where the Mackie CR3-X studio monitors come into play. They are the best studio monitors when it comes to providing the best bang for your buck. The monitors can deliver objectively accurate audio, and the form factor on these monitors is small enough to fit into a home studio without compromising on performance. So in this article, I'll go over the Mackie CR3-X in terms of its design, sound performance. At a glance, these studio monitors look very stylish. The all-black cabinet has a rough eggshell finish, with the front metal plate having a brushed and smooth texture. There is no speaker grille covering the drivers, and therefore, might look a little too exposed. Nonetheless, the green trim adds a nice touch, although it won't go well if you're color coordinating your entire setup. There's the Mackie logo on the bottom left of each driver, and they light up when the drivers are turned on. On the front of the main monitor, there's a volume control knob and a port for headphone stereo output. All in all, these Mackie CR3-XS look pretty decent and have a modest appearance to them. However, despite their appearance, these monitors do not feel very sturdy, and because of the bookshelf-style design, the drivers do not project sound at an upward angle. So you might need to use a desktop stand or a wedge if you feel like the audio doesn't reach the same level as your ears. Number 3. M Audio BX3 3.5 inch. Audio's long-established BX-powered studio monitor range is aimed at project and home users, and the latest designs are their most compact yet. Both balanced and unbalanced inputs are provided. In practice, the BXs are very easy to set up, and with only one power connection and stereo inputs, cabling is tidy. You can also specify left/right on the active monitor, so you can position the active speaker to whichever side suits. Built around 3.5-inch BX3 Kevlar LF drivers and the same one-silk dome tweeter, the BX3 and BX4 have identical features and very similar prices, so whichever one you go for will probably boil down to size considerations as much as anything else. The monitors are powered, but audio inputs and mains power are supplied to one active speaker, with the second passive speaker connected via the included 3.5mm TS interconnect cable. The BX3 and BX4 are rear-ported, so work best with some space behind them. That said, there's both high and low frequency EQ, providing quite a bit of tweaking. And of course, with all controls on the active unit, you only need to make one set of adjustments. Admittedly, this also restricts the option to apply different EQ to each side, but we wouldn't expect that sort of flexibility at this price. The global control theme follows through to the front panel, where you'll find the global level control, headphone output, and auxiliary input. The auxiliary is very handy if you want to quickly plug up your tablet or phone, and it will automatically override the main input. It also follows the active monitor left/right setting, so stereo channels are consistent whatever your source. These are good little speakers, well suited to small rooms. For DJ practicing, podcasting, live streaming, even beat making, they'll be good enough. I wouldn't use them for full-on music production, they are too small and not as accurate as much more expensive speakers. But they would make a nice second pair of reference speakers in a bigger studio. Number 4. KRK Rokit 7G4. If you have spent any time looking at studio monitors, you'll likely have come across KRK. They have a long history in the business and an even more stellar reputation. A firm favorite among professionals, but also an excellent choice for home studios. The G4 series steps it up a notch with an impressive range of new features and upgrades. The Rokit 7G4 sits comfortably in the new G4 range of monitors. I've already had a chance to review the Rokit 5 and Rokit 8, both of which impressed me. So I was eager to see how the Rokit 7 sat within the lineup. Let's get the quick and pros out of the way before diving into the details. I'm going to cut right to the chase and let you know that the new G4 series from KRK is fantastic. Improvements across the board from the previous generation. All while maintaining an approachable price point for budget-savvy buyers, making these great beginner studio monitors. And that is exactly what KRK has done. There is a distinct improvement over the previous model. Most notably is the warmth, balance, and clarity. This is another area where KRK gets right. Often monitors in this price bracket can suffer from below-average build quality. That is not the case with the Rokit 7. It offers a high level of construction quality with durable components throughout. From a pure value for money perspective, the KRK Rokit 7G4 is a fantastic deal. Excellent build quality, impressive sound, and advanced tuning features. You'll be hard-pressed to find a monitor at this price point that offers this much. It is a tradition KRK has maintained throughout the entire lifespan of the Rokit series. Affordable and highly capable gear. It is exactly the reason why this series is often recommended to both beginners and professionals. There are cheaper monitors out there. If you need to stretch your budget, you can get decent performance from cheaper monitors. But on a pure dollar to quality ratio, KRK has nailed it. Number 5. Focal Professional Shape 65. The frequency balance is quite delicious, with exceptional transient detail and jing-clear stereo. Maybe it is time you upgraded your monitors. When Focal introduced its new shape range of studio monitors, its task was clear, but no less formidable: replace the French manufacturer's popular CMS line. The shape range comes in 40, 50, and 65 flavors, and it is the latter we are looking at here. In terms of price, the shape range is positioned somewhere between Focal's budget-friendly Alpha series and the Solo 6B, another 6.5-inch two-way monitor, The Shape series is interesting departure for Focal certainly in terms of aesthetics. The main speaker cabinet is black painted MDF, finished with a luxurious walnut veneer that is less of your studio spaceship style and more in the realm of high connoisseur. Indeed, the Shape series would not look out of place in a home cinema setup. On the underside, you'll find 4 spikes per speaker, which comes in handy for acoustic decoupling and adjusting ring angle. The Shapes are non-ported interestingly enough and feature dual 6.5-inch passive radiators, each positioned on either side of monitor. Like most, we typically prefer the tighter bass response and positional flexibility that non-ported designs provide, but it is fascinating that Focal implementing this in a monitor priced for the dedicated prosumer. All in all, the Shape 65s might even be the best sounding and effective monitor speakers in this price range. They offer superb value. Okay, that sub-bass response won't take the air out your lungs, but for smaller, less treated home studio setups this could be all important. What the 65s do really well is guide you towards better mixes that sound just as they should through other systems. For serious monitor upgrades, we definitely recommend test driving the Shape 65s. Music radar verdict: the frequency balance is quite delicious, with exceptional transient detail and jing clear stereo. Maybe it is time you upgraded your monitors.